Hi, my name is Laura Kaplan. Tonight I will be making sweet potato and broccoli rice bowl with ginger sesame dressing. In real life, I'm a physician assistant. In my other life, I am a superhero. I started cooking for myself when I was 21, right after I found out I had a gluten intolerance and could not survive on ramen noodles and peanut butter alone. I flirted with being vegetarian and pescatarian and even vegan for a little while and all sorts of crazy diet fads, but when it boils down to it, eat what you like, eat what makes you happy and doesn't hurt your body in any way. This meal is one of my go-tos. It's very simple. It happens to be vegetarian and is adaptable to be vegan should you be cooking for anybody with those preferences. But of the vegetables I'm using, sweet potatoes and broccoli, both are very high in protein. Actually, two of the highest in protein out of the vegetable family. Broccoli is good for clearing the digestive tract. Ginger, if you have a cold, is a natural anti-inflammatory. It can settle the stomach. And sesame's very tiny seeds often have lots of energy in them because, they need to become a whole plant, so you get really good healthy fats from the seeds as well. This is a soul-completing meal. Alright, so let's get started. First thing is I preheated the oven to 400 degrees and I already started making my rice in my rice cooker, which is hiding in the magical land of rice cooking. Once the potatoes are peeled, you're going to chop them up until they're each about an inch squared. We drizzle. We'll sprinkle some salt up in here and some pepper. And we're going to put this in the oven. That's going to chill in there for 20 minutes. While that's going on, we can prepare our broccoli. The dog is psychic. She knows when food is being opened. Just cut these into bite-sized florets. Can you sit? Oh. So let's pull this out of scotch. Grab our broccoli. Just gonna chuck it on top here. And that goes in for 10 minutes. Or until the broccoli gets all crispity on the edges. So in addition to our olive oil, which we're going to use again, I have rice vinegar. You know when you have some type of Asian food, it has that like tangy awesomeness to it and you can't put your finger on it? We're going to squeeze some honey in there. If you are vegan, you can always replace this with agave. Fun fact, honey is a natural cough suppressant. And if you eat local honey, it can help with seasonal allergies. Next, we're going to use some toasted sesame oil. It's totally fine if you don't have toasted sesame oil, if you just have regular sesame oil. Again, this is one of those ingredients that you might not have for everyday stuff, but it's delicious. We're going to use some ginger. Some ginger. Next is miso. So the recipe actually calls for white miso, which is the mildest. Yellow miso is kind of middle of the road, and red miso is pretty pungent. Also, tahini. If you ever want to make your own hummus, you definitely need this ingredient, but it's also good for tons of other sauces and dressings. The recipe that I'm using, which by the way is adapted from this recipe from Smitten Kitchen, which is a super cool website, it calls for garlic. However, garlic makes me really gassy, so I'm not using it. Instead, I'm using this fantastic spice called hing. It's used in Indian cooking. It gives your food kind of a oniony, garlicky flavor. But if you have IBS or just really sensitive intestines and you can't really handle garlic and onions, This is a great substitute. You can use a blender or a food processor. I think the blender is better for this because it has finer blades. Mine does anyways. So I got all my ingredients. The only thing that requires prep work is the ginger. So just like with the sweet potato, you want to peel the ginger before you chop it. So that was all of the work actually involved with making the dressing. The rest is just measuring. 2 tablespoons of tahini. This might need some stirring. Yes, it does. Ew. Look at all the yummy oil on the floor. Oh, the struggle is real. And if you're like me and you don't want to use the garlic, which would be 1 to 2 cloves, depending on how much you like garlic, you can just use about half of a teaspoon of the hing. Once that's all set, place your blender on the doohickey engine thing and put the covers on top so you make less of a mess than you've already made. You do a little taste test. That's right. Alright, our timer rang. Let us check the broccoli. Ooh, yeah, it's looking good. We're done. So we just have the finishing touches. Secret surprise finishing touches. White and black sesame seeds. Yeah, look at us being all fancy. We got rice, we have dressing, we have vegetables. We're ready to eat. Let's do this. Serving size of rice is 3/4 cup, if you ever wondered. Get some potatoes and some broccoli. However much you feel like.
Come into your kitchen and pick up your bowl. Healthy and happy food that's good for your soul.
Bon appetit. Eat good.
Chop, chop, chopping with. Stop and talking with. Places hopping with Mero. Knives dropping with. Popcorn's popping with. Anything can happen with Mero. There's no stopping with. Not just talking with. We're chop, chop, chopping with Mero.
Oh, it's so good. It hurts my heart a little bit, but now I have wine and Meredith, and I feel warmer already.